Molly and Eric, there was a moment of silence here exactly at 10:37, exactly to the minute that hillside came down 10 years ago at a new permanent memorial that brought families and survivors back to Oso.
I believe it's a holy spot.
It has been tough for Tim Ward to return to Oso. You were home with your wife that day.
I was home with my wife that day. I recall the ground rumbling. I recall the uneasiness in my stomach when what I thought were jets. I looked out into the family room, and there was my wife looking toward the mountain with fear in her eyes. And then she looked at me, and we reached out toward each other. And in the blink of an eye, she was gone.
That was March 22nd, 2014, when the landscape changed, when that heavenly morning on Steelhead Drive turned to hell. The Oso landslide killed 43 people, including Tim's wife of 37 years.
25 yards from where they found me is where they found Brandy.
Yet he came back for the dedication of a now permanent memorial to honor the victims of the deadliest slide in American history and those strangers who waded through hundreds of tons of dirt and muck to save his life.
If you look at Brandy's name, and
Brandy and each victim are individually recognized.
March 22nd, 2014.
But Tim says closure is still not in sight. He still wonders if the rainy weather, logging, or both caused the slide, and the injuries, both mental and physical, are still healing.
I kind of reach out and wonder, how do I get relief?
That answer is still up in the air after an event a decade removed and firmly remembered for the tragedy and the triumph. Ward moved to Florida after getting rehab here in Western Washington several years ago now. The memorial on the site is not only intended to honor the victims, but to provide some hope and especially shed some light on the first responders who reacted here to the scene that day and pulled people out of the rubble. We will show you more of the memorial coming up tonight at 6. But for now, live in Oso, I'm Chris Daniels, KOMO News.